Lions TV, this is the Den Daily, bringing you all the latest gossip, views and transfer news from in and around the Den. I've literally just walked in from work, straight in the bath, got a message from my mate, gone online, and just like that, a shot out of the cannon. Nathan Jones comes from nowhere to become odds-on favourite to become the next Millwall manager. We're going to look into his career in a minute. This follows the news, of course, after my Kevin Muscat video about 48 hours ago, that Muscat doesn't feel the time is right. He doesn't want to leave where he is. He is managing in the J-League, and his team are currently top of that league with a good chance of winning the league, and their season finishes in December. So for me, very disappointing that Muscat doesn't want to come to the club, but of the candidates that were left, not a lot of them were exciting me. Nathan Jones, however, is causing a massive stir. Not many people are behind it, but I've said this before, and this may sound silly, but just in my own personal opinion, I would rather see the club take a risk. I don't want the Gary Monks, the Steve Bruce, who is now also very worryingly in the running as well. I would like to go for a little bit of a controversial, little bit of a heart on their sleeve manager, because look, if they do foul, you know what happens in football these days, they fuck them off and they get another one in. So for me, I would absolutely take Nathan Jones. Of course, we've got to factor in that he's had two very successful spells at Luton, not so successful at Stoke and Southampton. And I'll be honest, as a person, from an outside looking in, I can't stand the prick. I cannot stand him, the way he runs up and down the touchline. He's animated. He's giving it all this one to the other team's fans and the other team's managers and players. And then when someone does it back to him, he goes, that's out of order. I just thought the gig is an absolute prick. But as Benjamin Bloom said to me in the video that we did a little while ago, if you haven't checked it out already, I'll put it in the link at the end of this video. It's called Who's Next into SE16. And in Benjamin Bloom's opinion, Nathan Jones definitely fits the bill. And I'm on board with that. Okay, I think he's a wanker and a bit of a cock, if I'm honest. But what if he was our cock? You know, an our wanker. And he's doing that at the Den, giving it to opposition fans, opposition managers. We'd absolutely love that. We'd definitely take that with open arms. So he is front runner now after Muscat allegedly isn't any more interested in the job. And there it is in a betting 1-2 odds on favourite. And that is probably due to today. This article has come from John Percy, a very well respected journo that writes for the Telegraph. Nathan Jones is emerging as a strong contender for the job at Millwall after impressing in talks. Other candidates are in the frame with further interviews to take place this week, but Jones regarded as a good fit. Muscat or Eustace unlikely at this stage. Michael Bill isn't for me. John Eustace, as I've said, is a Gary Rowett 2.0. I think it's risky. I think it's controversial, and I love absolutely everything about it. Let's take a look a little bit more into Nathan Jones' career as a player and, more importantly, a manager. So he had quite an interesting career as a player, Nathan Jones. He came through some lower league Welsh sides before joining Luton Town as a professional, never kicking a football for them, and then headed off to Spain for a couple of years before coming back into the English game quite late and joining Southend United. And then between 2000 and 2012 playing over 300 games for Brighton and Yeovil, totalling up just under 500 league appearances. He then went into management or coaching at quite an early young age. He actually coached at Charlton for a bit before moving on to Brighton and becoming their caretaker manager for a year. But it's in 2016 where he really made his name. Of course, this mad journey, that I hate that word as well, this mad journey that Luton have been on, being in the top division from when I was sort of 7-8 years old in the late 80s, and then dropping completely out of the league and then working their way back up, taking them to back-to-back promotions between 2016 and 2019, all the way from League 2 back up to the Championship. And then, of course, he left and joined Stoke, just like Gary Rowett did when he left Derby and went to Stoke. Stoke could be potentially, you know, thought of and described as a bit of a poison chalice. No one can seem to get them going, so you could maybe chalk that one off as a little bit of experience. He then went back to Luton. He was doing well again for them before he left. Of course, Rob Edwards took over and took the Hatters up, but I do know Luton fans have definitely credited the good work that was done there, and the main part of that was Nathan Jones and Rob Edwards come in with a good side and just carried on steering the ship. He went to Southampton. His time there again wasn't great, so it's definitely a mixed bag with Jones. And now he's been out of management since getting sacked by Southampton, a team in the Premier League always going to struggle. So again, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. What I like about Nathan Jones is, and as Benjamin Bloom also told me, he is the perfect mix of a little bit of football, a lot of motivation and a lot of desire on a low budget, as we've seen him do it with Luton twice now. So he's definitely one I will be very interested in taking. I quite like that the fan base is split and a lot of people aren't on board with it. As I said, it is controversial. Look, he might not be people's first, second or even third choice. Maybe not even the club's first, second or third choice. But he's in the frame. The club liked what they heard from him when they interviewed him. And for me, he will definitely fit the eccentric, chaotic bill and atmosphere in SE16. Of course, if he does get the job, and he does get it before Saturday, his first game in charge will be against the club that sacked him in Southampton. So that's a guaranteed 3 points for us on Saturday, if that's the case. For now, it is a rumour, but it's got a good bit of weight behind it with John Percy, and he is 1 to 2 favourite now to become the next Millwall manager. For me, I'm all over it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will give you more information on it when I hear it. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.